What up? What up? What it look like? Good morning, everybody out there. It is Thursday, January the 16th, 2020. And this is pre-market post game with yours truly, Dex, the algo capitalist at PulseWave Trading. All right, so jumping right into the thick of things, what we got going on. Well, we had a few government reports come out today, and the markets do seem to love it. And we're going to take a look at the overnight price action in just a moment. Also, it should be noted, yesterday we did not do an extended live session in the trading room, primarily because I had other things to do and because there was really no true setup example for me to use. But guess what? Today is a different story. We actually have some two-bar Charlie setup and examples that we can use that happen in the overnight market. So right after this pre-market post scan, meet me in the trading room at pulsewavetrading.com, and we're going to go over the two-bar Charlie methodology and setup and see how that has occurred in the overnight markets and how you can take advantage of that. Without further ado, though, let's take a look at some of the things going on this morning. All right, so first of all, U.S. Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has sounded the alarm about the rise of facial recognition. This is some real-life Black Mirror stuff, she says, that we're seeing here. And, you know, I have to agree with her on that thing. And that's not going to go anywhere, as a matter of fact. It's going to only get worse and more widespread. So she's right, but they're not going to stop. Indian business owners are furious about Amazon's $1 billion expansion into their country. The e-commerce giant CEO Jeff Bezos is visiting the country, but has been labeled an economic terrorist by small business owners. Wow. That is a mouthful. They're calling dude an economic terrorist. So, you know, that's always been an issue with big business. Big business seems to come in and swallow up the mom and pop business. And that's really not a good thing because mom and pop business is the backbone of any economy. All right. They provide the majority of the jobs and whatnot. Okay. Most people do not work at Fortune 500 companies, they work at smaller companies. Okay. So, you know, these smaller entrepreneurs, they do have a lot to be worried about. Remember the film that the documentary that came out some years ago about Walmart, and it was just showing their business practices and how they come into like a small town and take over and drive all the mom and pops out of business. You know, mom and pop hardware store and stuff like that. They're all gone because Walmart comes in and just, you know, decimates them with their, you know, cheap prices. Well, that's what happens, you know, even overseas. You know, big companies will come in, swoop in, and try to, you know, take over, especially where laws may be a little bit more relaxed. So, yeah, I could see them, you know, labeling Amazon, you know, an economic terrorist organization. It makes sense. And, you know, it's funny because the United States throws the word terrorism around a lot. So it's funny that other countries are starting to say that too, but now they're saying it about the Americans. All right, so Chinese tech giant Huawei is offering UK and Irish developers $26 million to build apps for its phones. All right, so Huawei is trying to lure developers to build apps for its flagship phones after it was placed on a U.S. trade blacklist in 2019 and cut off from Google services on Android. You know, that makes me feel better, to be honest with you guys. So we're not the only ones being cut off and blacklisted from Google services and YouTube. So is Huawei now. So, hey, misery loves company, right? Americans aren't the only ones getting their social medias taken away from them because the government doesn't like their views. Huawei is also there. Welcome aboard, Huawei. There's plenty of room here for you. All right, a bipartisan group of U.S. senators is proposing a $1 billion bill to help stop Huawei's 5G plans. The proposed act would commit funds to subsidize U.S. companies which are developing 5G wireless capabilities. Apple has acquired, I think it's called NOR or Xanor, however you say it, the Seattle-based startup which focuses on edge-based AI tools, according to GeekWire. The company was spun out of Microsoft's co-founder Paul Allen's AI startup incubator A12 and is being bought for around $200 million. All right, Jack Dorsey says Twitter will probably never add an edit button. Dorsey made the revelation during a video Q&A with Wired, arguing that an edit button could be used to mislead people. Oh my goodness. There it is, someone up top thinking for the rest of us, telling you that basically, no, we can't give you tools of freedom because, you may hurt yourself. You may misuse this and, you're too dumb and stupid to understand things. And we don't want you to be confused. They love using those arguments. They don't want to give the power back to the people. So they want to maintain control. Because if you can edit something, you can delete something. They don't want that. They want to be the ones to be able to edit, delete, and all that good stuff. They don't want you being able to do that. Chinese ride-hailing startup was that Didi Choosing is seeking $300 million in new funds and is considering an IPO, according to Bloomberg. The move comes amid greater competition for its larger rival, Didi Choosing. These names, I know, I love butchering them. The blackout on mobile internet and social media in the Indian-administered state of Kashmir remains in place despite an ease on restrictions. The BBC reports some broadband connection was returned to the region following a blackout imposed in August amid escalating tension. See, this right here is the blueprint, folks. All right. For those of you that are not familiar with the situation, there are some Indian sites in the country of India where they had internet blackout. They literally turned off the internet so that you could not use it, so that you could not search and get to the bottom of what was going on. They didn't want you to be knowledgeable. And that's just how governments like to work. Governments like to stay in power. All right. Those in power like to stay in power. And if they think that the people may be swayed in another direction or another opinion, they don't want that. The only time that people in power do that is when they know that their views, if met with challenge, will collapse. If they have a ridiculous worldview or some flawed scientific studies or what have you, and they don't want those to be met with challenge. So what they do is they cut off dissent. How do you cut off dissent? You take away information or access to information. You keep people stupid. That's what they like to do. They keep you stupid. And when that doesn't work, guess what they do? They marginalize you. They say that if you do have a dissenting opinion, whatever that popular opinion may be, then you're an idiot and you're stupid, and people should shun you. And they get all the talking heads in the media to repeat this. You hear it on the radio shows. You hear it on television shows. You hear it in the news. You hear it even on regular TV shows, and it's in the movies. This theme that's running. You are an idiot if you oppose government's opinion. That's how they roll. When that fails, they turn off the internet. When that fails, they delete your social media platform. They have to shut you up. That's what it boils down to. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with this, this is what's been happening in pockets of India. All right, so Microsoft has launched this new Edge browser based on Google's Chromium open source project. All right, VentureBeat reports the new browser is said to be twice as fast as older versions and can be downloaded on Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, and Mac OS. Sorry folks, nobody is using Microsoft Edge browser. That window has come and gone. No one is using Windows Explorer or the Microsoft Edge browser. It's not happening. All right. Chrome has already made itself king in that category. There's a bunch of browsers out there that people like to use, and Microsoft Edge is not one of them. Sorry, I just don't see that happening, folks. It's nice. You can roll out all the new ones you want, but I don't know how it can overcome its terrible reputation in the past for just being full of all types of Trojans, worms, hacks, you name it. Ugh. All right, last but not least, Mozilla is laying off around 70 members of staff following a slow rollout of the company's revenue-boosting products. In an initial memo seen by TechCrunch, Mozilla chairwoman and interim CEO Mitchell Baker mentioned a lack of revenue generation as central to that decision. All right, so there you have it. That is the news. And now let's take a look at some markets in the overnight. I know that's what you really came to see, is these markets and what's going on with that. So without further ado, let's pull it up. Hopefully you will be able to see it. All right, here we go. Right now, the Dow futures is up 95 points at 29,124. The E-mini S&P 500 is up 11.5 points at 3305 half. NASDAQ 100 is up 36 at 9096 and a quarter. The Russell is up 12.6 at 1698.20. Right now we have gold down 30 cents at 1553.70. Silver is off, I want to say almost 2 cents at $17.97. And black gold crude oil is up 30 cents at $58.15 a barrel. Bitcoin futures is down 150 bucks at 87.30. We did come off of a low that was hit of 86.15 and a high in the overnight of 89.55. US dollar index off 2 ticks at 97.20. For you commodity futures heads, soybeans down 3 3/4 at 9.25 a bushel. Corn down 4 3/4 at 3.82 3/4 a bushel. And wheat down 7.5 at 5.65 3/4. All right, so that is your nutrition, and that is your overnight markets. Now let's look at the interesting things, which is, do we have any major rally or crash alerts to be aware of? We do have a crash alert in none other than the tech sector, the NASDAQ 100. We did have a crash alert coming into today. Based on current market conditions right now, it appears that we may not see that come to fruition today. As you know, rally and crash alerts can lead the markets about 3 to 5 days out. All right, so that's that. That's the only notable crash alert that we have on the index side. All right, so we do have a rally alert, and that is none other than silver. So this is going to be interesting as well. We'll see if the metals can get some kind of wind underneath their wings and push a little bit higher. Gold also has a rally alert coming into today also that should be noted. We'll see if we can get follow through on the metals today. It may be a little difficult because I think we have some sideways type of market action. So we'll have to keep our eye on that and see how that moves throughout the day. And with that being said, the markets are now open. The 9:30 bell has rung, so it is time to head over to PulseWaveTrading.com and get ready for the webinar of the 2-bar Charlie setup. and how you'll be able to take advantage of that today. With that being said, remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. I'll see you over at PulseWaveTrading.com. I'll give everyone a few minutes to get over there and get set up, and then we will be out. Peace.